Alright, in this video we're going to go over elements, and by elements I'm referring to what you've seen in the designs and what you've seen, what you see right here on the site. And for instance, toggles, things like this, your lists, your unordered lists, what we're calling blocks. And if you scroll down, we got buttons, and we got justified text, and pictures, and title headings, and gray backgrounds. Here's the callout block you mentioned, some columns, and some other stuff. Right now, the spacing's a little off. I wouldn't really worry about that a whole lot. This is just so you kind of have an idea what you can do. I am going to touch on spacing and how you can kind of control that and unify that. So let's go ahead and get started. Right now, I'm in the back end, obviously. I'm under Pages and under Elements, if you want to find that on your own. And what we're going to see is just like we saw in the homepage video, is different sections with their different elements. So the banner, you'll recognize from here. Here's the section of toggles. As I scroll down, here's some other elements, buttons, some text, and some other stuff like that. So basically, when we're working with the page, creating a page, we simply add elements and style those and drag and drop, as we see fit. So the first thing is, I'm not sure if you're experienced with Visual Composer. Maybe you are, so maybe you know all this. If you do, then don't worry about anything. But if you're not, please watch the video and try to tag along as best as possible. I'll do my best to go slow as well as be detailed with with what we're doing here. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to actually create a brand new page, and then just kind of start tinkering around with these elements as we can put them in there, and then kind of work with that so you can kind of see how it's done, how it's laid out. So I'll go ahead and add a new page. I'm just going to call this Fun with Elements, whatever. Alright, let's go ahead and publish it. You can save draft or whatever you want to do. And then when you first make a page, the first thing that you're going to see is the normal editor that you're used to seeing. The regular editor, the text. Here's the visual editor. You can do text if you want, and then your little editor buttons, such as block quote and bold and whatever boring stuff. You can work in that, and it'll still work fine. However, if you want to use the elements that we've set up for the site, what you want to do is click the back-end editor button, and then the first thing you'll get is this. And then you can do a few things. You can start working by immediately adding a template, an element from here, instantly start adding a text block, or working with a template. What I like to do is, and you can also do the same thing by clicking this plus for a new element. So you can click this one or this one. All right, and this is the same thing as this, adding a template. So I'll go ahead and click the plus sign. What I'll do is I'll get all my options. You'll see that we have WooCommerce things in here, but mainly what we want to focus on is what we've set up for you, and you can see all that in here. So first thing I like to do is add a row, and then what you see is ability to create columns. So if I scroll down here, where are we? We'll see 3 columns and 4 columns. So if you need to do that, this is how you would do it. You would basically, let me move this over, pardon me. You would choose these columns that was already predefined. So, we have a single column, 2, 3, and that kind of a thing. So, for instance, I'll do 2. And then what I want to do is add content to these particular columns. So I'll click the plus in here. And then I'll do some simple text. So a text block. Let me actually grab a paragraph of mumbo jumbo text. Well, I should say lorem ipsum, not mumbo jumbo, but okay. So paste that in there. All right. Let's see. Let me actually give this a title. So title goes here. I'll do a heading 3, and then I will save this. All right. And then I can do a couple other things. I can start from scratch and add text and stuff to here, add something different like maybe an image, or I can make it easy if I want to do text and just hit this duplicate sign, clone, and then drag this over. And then if I want, I can go back in here obviously and just edit what I've already made. So it really depends on, how you like to work and what your tastes are. I'm just kind of goofing off right now. This doesn't mean a whole lot. Save it, and then update. Okay, so let's view. Now I have a page. So we don't have a whole lot going on here. The text is all jammed up and it's looking a little goofy. No spacing or anything like that. So let's go ahead and add another element. We can do the same thing by clicking here. We can add another element below this, or we can do this down here. So I'll do this. Do a banner. I'll do the general banner. Hello there. Hello again. Whoops. Okay. On the banner, let's see, and then we need our image. What kind of images we got in here? That's just, actually it doesn't even really matter. As long as these are wide enough. Let's see, this is not big enough. We need a wide one, at least a good 1400 pixels wide. These are just not big enough. 1600, there we go, that'll work. I'll save that, and then now we're out of position. This needs to be up here, so basically we're going to set these in order. So I'll move this up, update it. There we go. There's your image with your title, and then here is the text below it. Now, we still have a bit of a spacing problem. It's right up on this image, so how can we create some space? And you can do it a few different ways. You could do it individually by clicking the icon for the individual one and clicking design options, and then basically you have padding and margin that creates space. You can do it here, same thing, column settings, again margin and padding, and then same thing for here, but generally it's a lot easier to do it in the main row. So click this one, and we want margin. Basically the margin is the space between one element and the other one. So in this case, this is an element and this is an element. So, whatever, I'll put 100 in here, 75. And then I'll put another 75 at the bottom, so the next element we had is going to be spaced out from that too. And then there we are, we've created space. Okay, and then what we also will see is now we got content that's full width. So right now this is lined up here and this text is way over here. So we have different areas on the site where we need that full width, because you have large pictures and things like this that are going what we're calling full width, go all the way across the site. So it's such as this, all the way across. But then again, we want space on the sides that so it lines up and looks nice. Okay. So to do that, what we would need to do is basically make two steps. We want to enter a row. And so remember at the beginning of this video, I added a row, and we converted that row to these two columns like this. And then we started adding our text. Okay? And if you do that, that's going to kind of make this full width setup. But if we want to have this with the white space, like this one is, where it's centered and not all the way out to the side, we have to add a row within a row. So I have a row here. I'll click the plus here. I'll add another row. And then we're going to add our stuff into here. And what that does is create an option. If you click this pencil, see it says inner row settings. See it, content align, center. Now what's going to happen if I add content to this, actually, I'll just duplicate this thing up here. What's going to happen is drag this down there. Whoops, make this 2 rows. Duplicate it again, drag it over. So see what's going on here is this one's just a straight flat row. You're not getting the inner row option to sit there and choose whether it's full width or centered. This one I have a row, and then I inserted another row within that. And then If you click the pencil here, like I mentioned earlier, you get a box that shows up for inner row settings, and then we can do center content. So let's save that, update it. See what's happening here. Now we have centered content. And once you do it here, you can't really go back. So you'd have to basically do like that, and then insert another row. That's how you would fix that. Center. And then drag those in there accordingly. Alright, so let me get rid of this. We don't really need it. Alright, so I'm not going to, right now we're about 11 minutes in. I'm not going to bore you to death with every single detail of all these elements, but I am going to go over the ones that I think are important and try to do the best that I can. I try my best not to make a video longer than 15 minutes, but sometimes it just happens depending on what's going on. So, alright, so let's move along. Let's go ahead and set up something else. We'll go ahead and, let's see what we got on the elements page. We got toggles. That's pretty self-explanatory. Where are the toggles? FAQ, that's what I was looking for. There's the toggles, don't let it confuse you. Toggle. And then your toggle title, this would be your content. And then you basically have some options, you know, whether it's going to be, size is going to be normal, is it going to be open or closed. Go ahead and do that. And just for the sake of saving time, I'm going to duplicate these. I'm going to close these ones. And now we have toggles. The very first one's open, and then the second one's below that, or the third and fourth one are closed, and you have to click to open them or close them. Alright, let's go ahead and move on. Let me add some space and margin to this. Let's do 100. Let's do blocks. The blocks are, where are we? These right here. This is a little bit more involved. So first thing we need to do is the blocks area. Okay, we'll see that here. Then we need to add these sections within this. So if we come back to here, we'll see this is the blocks area, and we'll see each individual section that's in here. So let's come back to this, and then we'll click the plus here. And then what you do is you get two options after you click that, the filler block or the landing page block. So we'll click this, and then we'll give, you know, whatever, hey there. Your link text, click, you know, whatever, read more, right? That's your link, and then your image. So, I'm not sure if this one's really going to fit or not, but we'll try it. And then save. Okay, we also have what's called the filler block. So I want to now come down to the plus right below this. Hit that. I'll do filler block, and the filler block is what we call these. So you can have ones that don't have pictures. Just kind of has a title and they can click it, right? So something here, your link to where it's going to go, what color you want, black, red, or gray, and then your icon, if you're going to put an icon in there. So I don't think we have any. Oh, we do. Awesome. Go ahead and set that icon in there and save it. And then you could do whatever. You want to do another landing page, you want to do another filler block, another filling block. Red one, icon, do that. Save. And then let's do another image, right? Oops, I forgot. Read. Okay, read more, your link. That's probably a bit big. Okay, update. And then now we got our filler block, our block. So here's our filler right here, obviously, and then you got your two things here, so you can pop those anywhere that you like. All right, so let's see what else we got in Elements page. We got some buttons. We'll go with the buttons here in a second. I don't think I really need to go over this. This is just good old standard stuff. This is working with WordPress, dropping in text, floating an image left, you know, that kind of a thing. So let's go ahead and check out buttons. Let's see what kind of spacing we have. We have no spacing here. We need some padding, don't we? Or margin. Design options, margin bottom. Let's do 100. That should give us some space to work with. And it's not giving us space. I'm gonna pause the video for a second and see if I can see what's going on here. Okay, I'm back. You can see we have space and margin here. Apparently with these boxes, you need to click this pencil here in the middle, at the top, and then do design options. That will give you some margin for spacing. Not sure why this one's not working. I'm sure it's something in the code that's preventing it from doing that. So, all right, so let's do what we're talking about. Oh, buttons. So let's go ahead and rock out some buttons. Where's the button? Buttons. Position it left, center, or right, so we can do a button. Pop that button in there. Go ahead, click the button, the plus icon within here. You only got one option, that's button. Choose your settings. Hey there. Summer, enter your link. What color do you want? Transparent, blue, or red? Do you want to open a new window, yes or no? Boom. And give this some bottom margin. Update. Thanks for hanging in there with me. I know this is taking a long time. It's a long video to sit here and watch, but because of what we're doing here and all the content and everything that's going on, when you got to go in and create your about page and create these other pages, you can use all of this to make that page plus everything else. So I think this is going to go a long way. So like I said, we normally don't make videos this long, but in this case, I think it's needed. So as we'll see the button right here. Here it is, and it's floated left. Okay. Next, let's see what we got here. Actually, let me check to make sure this is not something we have special set up. I would hate to tell you that's normal regular stuff, and then you go in there, and it's not. No, I was right. Good old regular WordPress stuff. Okay, so next, let's see how can we do something like this. All right, so let's go. This is actually a standard operation. So let's come down, make a new element. Going to do a row. Then we want to center the text, right? So we want to center this stuff, don't we? So what do we have to do again? We have to add another row. So it's a row within a row. Click this pencil so we can get in row settings, choose center. Now what we want to do is color our background. And in fact, you can actually load a background image if you like here. Have a full-on image, but I'm just going to do the color so we can keep it easy. Let's come to design options, and we'll see right here it says background. Click it, set your color, save it. Let's see, I'm going to add some space here, so let's just do 100. This is padding. Basically, padding is going to make sure the space between your words, your paragraph, your title, and then the beginning and the bottom of the box, and within the box. I'll save that. Do text block, and then title here, subtitle. Whoops, just can't spell here. So we'll do. Let's see, we got heading 1. Heading 2, and I want to center this. More than likely, that's good. I know I'm going kind of fast here, but this is the basic editor, and I'm pretty sure as much as you use WordPress, you know how to center text and work with that. So that's just that's why I'm going a little fast with that. Let's come back. And there you go. We have the title, we have our subtitle, and then we have our text. Okay. Okay, so I think we want to do the callout block. What we got? Oh, callout block. Let's knock that out. Go ahead and hit the plus icon, and what we want is hint. Oh, actually, gotta add another row. Getting ahead of myself. Row, another row. And of course, we want to center this, right? And then let's go ahead and hit the plus sign. We want to find hint. And then your text. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. Let me back up a little bit. This is the box. Duh. Hello. Hi there. More texts. What's up? So, you know, play around with it, do whatever you think is cool. Alright, so that's going to go there. We need another column. Text block. Basically, your call out title. Just giving some space. Just try to be consistent. So if you're spacing between every section is 100 pixels, make sure you always do that throughout the site. That way you're consistent, you know, with your layout. Alright, so there's that. Hold on, that space is a little too big. What can we do about that? See, they have different settings in here in terms of spacing. It's either we can fix that or we can't. Let me see what we got. Boom. So that's better. There you go. There's that. And then what you can also do, if that's a little narrow for you, you can actually come in and you can make your own custom settings. So see how these are up here, 1/4, 3/4. And as I click these and change the halves, you can actually change these numbers to what suits you. So this one right here is 1/4, 3/4. You can change that so that's a little bit wider for the left one and then the other one. So that's up to you. Okay, so that's how you do the call out. What else we got in there? We have the content with sidebar. Let's go ahead and add that. Let's add some content. So we'll click the plus here. Just do some simple text. Boom. And of course, I do need spacing. All right. Let's refresh. And then now we got the sidebar, we have the text that I just added, and then this was the particular sidebar item that I added. So that would be this one, all right? So last but not least, we have the author boxes. Oops, wrong page. And I'll go ahead and just click this icon here, this plus here, instead of doing a new one, I'll just do it within this one. Really easy, you can see the author here. Click that, author name, let's see, me, right? An image if you need to add one. Let's see how this turns out. Oh, that's huge. I'm going to get rid of these. These were from testing, and I apologize. They shouldn't be in there, but I'll take care of that. Let's just do this one real fast, just for the sake of getting this done. And then your text, whatever your text is going to be. And then under this tab, we have social links. So if they have LinkedIn, Facebook, but they don't have the, these other ones, whatever. Or they do, you can fill it in. Let's refresh. And then what you see here now is we have an author box, right? If we come back to the elements page, you'll see that there's 1, 2, and 3 because it's columned, right? It's in rows. If you don't do that, excuse me, it's going to fill out like this. So typically this is really meant for column side. So let's see, where are we? Well, let's do this. Let me add a row, and then do. I guess we just do this one, right? And then we could put this one in here if it'll stop being all weird. The author here. I'll duplicate this text box. Oops. Sometimes it's a little weird in how it drags around, so you gotta finagle it sometimes. So I made a column, now I got some text, and then I'll have this box. Of course, I didn't center it, so these are going to actually be closer in, not so big. So it depends on how you're going to work those. You can work them into sidebar widgets, or you can work them into the pages. It's just up to you and how you're gonna drop those in there. Okay, that's going to do it. This is approaching 30 minutes, and this is like double what I normally want to do for a max. There are other elements to go over. But I'm not just gonna, I'm not gonna cover those. I think you're probably gonna be able to figure those out. As you come in here, you'll see now trending button. You'll see your blog stuff. It's login, lost password. So these are all elements that you see on the designs and on the site. So if you start tinkering with these and how to drop these in, I'm sure you could figure it out, or even check out another page that already has these in here. So I mean, I'm pretty sure you're a smart person. I'm pretty sure you'll be okay. All right, thanks for watching.